Every once in a while, you go to a restaurant and you're like, this person is trying to tell me something. There's cooks. They're just like slanging hash, they're making eggs, they're making hamburgers. Like, that's also a beautiful thing. But then there's storytellers. Not all stories are happy and not all stories are easy, but they're also all a part of your history. How do you make your story, your history, your flavors into something that's delicious? We live in a small town. There's definitely like a lot of ruralness to it. A lot of like animals, a lot of space. And we're trying to do something that probably should be in a big city. You know what I mean? But to be honest with you, we couldn't do it in a big city. I think he needed quiet to be able to tell his story.
Burma is very complex, complicated country.
On the steak.
Are we doing it today? And then cabbage in there too?
Yes, sir.
From my experience, how I grew up, it's just a lot of governments.
30 seconds, we're gonna use the boat. Hot.
There's always civil war. Either you're rich or you're poor. It's almost unfair, like, country to live in. My mom left, I was around like 3 years old. My dad was never really there. Since then, I was alone with my grandmom. My grandmother raised me my whole life. She was a teacher, so like I was day and night with her. My grandma, she's always tough. She trained me really hard. I wanted to do a lot of things. I couldn't. I wanted to have friends. I wanted to be out. That's why, like, once I got to be able to get out of the house, when I became a teenager, I was so bad. I was really bad. The music that we did at that time in Burma, the government, they weren't expecting like metal, hardcore music. The way we dressed and everything was just very against the rule of tradition. So that was our problem. At one time, all these army soldiers just jump on the stage and literally shut down the whole entire thing and beat us up. Got thrown in jail for that. My grandma cooked every day. There was no gas stove, and it's just charcoals in the house. No refrigerations, no freezer, none of that. Burmese food's really not complicated. Burmese food is not at once that gave you the flavor up front. It's the food that, like, as you're eating, the spices comes from the back. All these textures and all this makes sense. Everything's always fresh, bread by hand, you know, naan, paratha, and all that. Smells of jasmine. It's everywhere. My grandma, she's very good at cooking, like these shrimp curry, fish curry, this mohinga, and devout, so, which is a biryani. A lot of time, it's just basically warm rice and really, really good bananas. You know, even milk. fresh milk. She would put this little sugar and then give it to me and I would have to like drink it. Everything that she cooked, it was just all for me. I remember eating, not cooking, because I never cooked over there. I wanted to do music. My grandma wanted me to move to US.
When you were in Burma, did you feel like you had a future there?
No. I moved to the States. I was going crazy. I didn't know what I was doing in this country. I don't know what I want. And at a point, I just didn't really know where Burmese place to go eat. I miss it so much. I've seen how my grandma's always cooked. So I started getting into it slowly. It's not like complicated dishes. So I was cooking at home and I feed friends. And they're like, oh my God, this food, I never had this food. My friends are like, don't be afraid, and you're good with your hands and you're an artist. Yes, that's how I started, yeah. I went to Le Cordon Bleu, the French cooking school. I worked under a lot of French chefs and the French cuisines, and that's what I was always into. These are the fundamental of cooking, the very basic flavor profiles. Once you start knowing that, why not go back and visit where I came from? That's how the Dutchess started.
When I decided to open a place in Ojai, I was like, hey, you want to do it with me? He was like, yeah, sure, as long as I can do all of my own food. And so he was living in the guest house and he would just like recipe test all the time. He's always just been cooking other people's food, even in other people's like cultures. Nobody had really given him an opportunity to just be like, go. He would always speak about like all these like flavors and techniques were like making all these memories kind of like flood back for him and like feel them and experience them. Having like really vivid and really difficult dreams and like not being able to sleep. I think that there was a lot to like pick through, and I think that was probably really painful.
Food is the memory, right? But once you start cooking it just started keep coming. Oh my God. I had this literally that street, that age. How much I love this, how much I love that. This is when I start coming back. Ingredients, like, tasting and smelling it. All right, this is it. Just jasmine. Jasmine's always took me home. Every time I touch the rice, I smell the rice, dry grain, all these grains, and now it's coming back. It gets deeper and deeper, and you don't want to stop. You want to just keep going. I feel like I have two lives. Basically, half of my life was with my grandma. I was scared that time and I get mad sometimes. But now I look at it, if she didn't do that to me, I would have been on the street and dead. She would fight for everything for me. She was a hero. And once she passed away back in 2018, I couldn't go back to Burma. So I didn't really have a closure of it. And plus, I never really took care of her.
So is this kind of a way to kind of honor her?
Yeah.
fun thing about being a chef. It's like that's how they communicate with the world. It takes a lot of courage to wake up every day and still try to say something.
This cuisine, it should be on the map.
Now I'm just a conductor putting out the good food. I think that's still music.
Is there anything else you want to tell about your story?
Just wish I have more time.